Good morning, everyone. Good
Morning.
morning. Going on daily
Exciting.
live.
Yeah.
We are season 3, episode 109, When Nature Calls. Good morning, Luana.
Good morning, Kyle. How are you today?
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exciting. We get to do the show today.
I
So
know, it's so fun.
always,
And
yeah,
I just realized this morning we're coming up to a year that I've been on this show. How long have you been on the show?
yeah, yeah,
About
really,
a year
really
for you
close.
two? We came on
Yeah,
close to the same
yeah. I
time,
don't,
eh?
I don't remember. It seems like I have the day written down from the first show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
super exciting. Wow.
pretty amazing. It's like I woke up like, oh my God, it's almost a year. Holy
Yeah,
doodle dandy.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Very exciting.
wow,
So yeah,
time flies. Yeah, Ron,
yeah,
totally
yeah.
flies. Holy
Time flies.
cow.
Yeah, we're in for anybody. I look at my watch again too, but we're in May. So yeah. Here we go.
It's incredible
Um,
how fast
yeah,
that's come upon
yeah.
us.
Yeah, super exciting. And that's the thing that I was going to say as I went, oh, yeah, it's like 2 days and they open the gates to, a lot of all the, backcountry where you can go drive in, and
Mhm.
yeah, all of that stuff. And
Yeah,
and I don't want to tell anybody, everybody knows already anyway that's
yeah.
going, but yeah, but also Mother Nature through the years is
Ah, through the
yeah.
ages, yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
she's opening up right now here on the island. Oh my gosh, our poppies are
Mm.
blooming, our
Ooh.
lilacs are blooming, the
Um,
hummingbirds are out. I saw my first bumblebees the other day, so it's
oh,
all everything's coming alive. Yeah, and
that
so for mothers, the week theme this week is mothers, and I thought, how about we do a little something different? And so I decided to do Mother Nature because she's the
mm,
ultimate mother.
yeah,
She's been
yeah,
reflected through all the seasons, right? And through
yeah.
all the cultures. So I chose to explore the Celts, African, and First Nations because those are cultures that have personally touched my life, that
Oh,
I've learned a lot with. So for me, Mother Nature was always my refuge from the time I was a little girl. So I had a bit of a challenging childhood, and I would always escape to the forest or to the ocean side. And so, Mother Nature, I started to know her early in my life as a nurturer. I always felt nurtured when I was there.
mm,
And then later, as I grew, I started studying earth based traditions and First Nations and
mhm,
African and everything. I saw, oh,
mhm,
there's a link, right? So, there's a, a consciousness of intelligence that's there, right? That's
mm,
universal. And so, that
yeah,
really nourished me and affirmed me. And so that's why I spend a lot of time with nature based traditions. Hawaiian is
mm,
included as well. Yeah.
mhm,
And so, I just thought, across the cultures and across the centuries, the human beings, they've understood that nature is not just a landscape, but it's a living
yeah,
intelligence, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
the earth is always seen as the mother, the sun is seen as the father, right? So
Mm,
without the sun,
mhm,
the mother would not also grow her fruits. So it
yeah,
also brings the need for the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in our world and in
mm,
ourselves personally. So that's another topic. But
yeah,
so in case people are like, well, what about, the man? It's like, yeah, it's the sun. The sun is that force that
mhm,
grows the mother, right?
mhm,
So, and it's the source of life itself.
that's
So,
awesome. Hugo said, I turn on the show and just instant hit with ads. Enjoy your pennies. So thank you,
oh,
and good morning to
good
Hugo.
morning.
Yeah,
Good morning, Hugo.
yeah,
Yeah, so the ancient traditions, of the earth, it was often viewed as like a feminine energy, as I was saying, life-giving, nurturing, cyclical, creative, destructive, and renewing at the same time,
hmm, yeah,
right? And so that understanding is like, okay, creation and destruction go hand in hand, and we see that in Mother Nature.
hmm,
So she gives us that reflection, so that when there's destruction in our life, it actually gives us insight that there's going to be new growth and new creation
mm,
if we engage it and if we allow it. I mean, we
yeah,
can go dragging by being dragged, or we can go willingly, right? By life. Life will
yeah,
take us. Either
yeah.
way, life will take us, right? There's
Well,
no
yeah, I mean, talking about resistance, I think we were talking about resistance last week, and it's
Yes,
like
yes, that's right. Yeah,
yep,
right.
that's it. I mean, if
It-
you want it to be unpleasant, then you can
yeah,
resist.
yeah, exactly, right? And
So
so
yeah.
so the very fact that we often resist those natural cycles in our own self
Hmm.
of birth, death, rebirth,
Hmm.
right? That we're always wanting to
Yeah.
hold things to be the same all the time, right?
Yeah.
So that's not natural because there's
Yeah.
nothing in the natural world that does that. So
Yep.
Mother Earth is basically the best teacher for us on how to navigate our own inner realities,
Mm.
ultimately,
Hmm.
right? That's how I view
Yeah.
her, right? View
Yeah.
view, and why we say her because she's
Yeah.
feminine energy, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing how similar the understandings are across, the cultures, even across oceans, right? So like the
Hmm.
Celts,
Yeah.
the Celtic traditions, nature was deeply sacred. Rivers had spirits. Forests were seen as
Hmm.
alive. The land
Hmm.
itself carried wisdom. And so the
Yeah.
runes, one of their oracle for sort of, it's not really for fortune telling, but it's for cultivating inner wisdom and self knowing. The runes, that's from the
Mm.
Celts,
Hmm.
born of the wisdom of the earth
Hmm.
as well. They understood life as being cyclical, like I was just saying, birth, death, rebirth. And we are
Yeah.
just like the seasons, and we live through the seasons of our own life, and they're natural. Right, where it's natural, we're going to have pain. Like it was last week. We talked about that too. The difference between pain and suffering. I think, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, right. So pain is not optional. It's inevitable. But suffering
Hmm.
is optional in the sense of pain is there to catalyze growth and change. We need to feel it to heal it, and then it becomes a new path and a new growth for
Hmm.
us, right? And the Mother
Hmm.
Earth's cycle shows us that that is how we also function.
Mm.
you know? And
So
Danu,
true.
yeah, yeah, and Danu was the great mother goddess associated with rivers, fertility, wisdom, sacred groves, and trees as the places of spiritual communion. Danu. It's a nice name, eh?
Mm.
Danu.
Mm.
It's a nice
Mm.
ring to it.
Yeah.
The earth was not something to dominate, but it was something to live in relationship with. Right? Very different. What did
Ron says the Boston Celtics are sacred too. Although I'm a little pissed at them right now.
Oh,
He said,
okay.
"Oh, that was good, Kyle. Straight face. No, you wanted to laugh at the comment."
Yeah, yeah, you did. I could see the smirk. I'm like, okay, somebody's writing something. I forgot to turn the comments on so I don't see them. So let me put them on so I can
Oh
I can
yeah,
be part of
yeah,
the giggles. Yeah.
yeah. More ads, Ron.
More ads.
uh, thanks, Hugo.
And
That's
then yeah, next I'd like to share about First Nations. So and that's personally
awesome.
touched my life since I was
Hmm.
13.
Hmm.
And so I watched a First Nations movie when I was 13 and it just spoke to my heart so much. And then later in life I
Hmm.
ended up studying with several First Nations elders, different shamanism and medicine wheel teachings. And it's all
Wow.
around Mother Earth. I
Yeah.
even did a vision fast for 4 days, 4 nights, no food, no water up the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
many years ago. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and
Wow.
it was very, very revealing, right?
Oh.
'Cause the whole
Oh
idea
yeah.
is to be without, when you don't have food and you don't have water,
Hmm.
your different senses get activated, and it's a
Hmm.
really deep inner journey. And so that
Yeah.
transformed my life, right?
Yeah.
For
I mean, so many people are really worried about being with themselves long enough to not have this thing, you know?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And oh man, 4 days?
Yeah.
Woo!
No food, no water, and you're alone. I was alone on the mountain. I just
Yeah.
had my tobacco ties surrounding me, my flute, my drum, and my
Mm.
tarp. And you weren't
Mhm.
allowed to drink any water unless it rained. If it rained and you were able to collect water on your tarp, then you could have a little bit of water. It was the only way it was
Oh,
allowed. Yeah.
wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So for First Nations, they call her Mother Earth, right?
uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
again, like the Celts, not metaphorically, relationally. So
Yeah.
they understood we're in a relationship with Mother Nature, with the cycles of life and
Mm.
nature, right? So you don't get the drama pendulum like we have in our Western culture between the contrasts.
Whew. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I love. I had so much drama in my family. I was like driven to find a way out of drama and to bring healing to my own soul that had been caught in so much stuff. And all
Mhm.
of these earth-based traditions that I explored, they brought me through and helped me. Yeah. So all this time I was in, yes, you were. The benefit is you're still breathing, your heart is beating, you're
Mhm.
eating food, even if it's
Mhm.
Cheerios, all from Mother Earth.
Yeah. Well, and the other benefit is hopefully some awareness around
Yes.
everything, everything that you've gone through and experienced, and because we bring those experiences through our beliefs. And
Absolutely.
and so yeah, hopefully we can recognize the experience, and then tune into what are the beliefs that I have that I maybe no longer want to
Mhm.
have or no longer serve me.
Yeah.
Uh,
And when I
yeah.
was in my 20s, I was studying energy healing, and my teacher let me stay in her studio space the night before the teaching because she only taught at 4 in the morning so that she'd only get
Oh.
serious students.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't people
Uh,
just wanting to just have an experience that if you were serious, you'd go there. And in her studio, I found a book by a man named Omram Mikhail Ivanov.
mhm,
And I opened it up, and I like to open books and just sort of read what's there.
mhm, mhm,
And then the first line that I read in the book was, if I can't find the philosophy or the teaching somebody's trying to tell me reflected in nature, I dismiss it as nonsense.
hmm,
Because nature is the first Bible. It's the first
hmm,
book of wisdom.
mhm,
So anything that is true,
mhm.
you'll find its correspondence in nature. So I
Yeah.
really like that. And he was from a mystic heritage. And
Wow.
yeah, so that resonates for me. So Mother Nature is so big for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here without connecting with her, without being in a relationship. I would have
Yeah.
gone long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the key teachings again with First Nations are all life is interconnected. Humans are not above nature. They are a part of nature. And
Mhm,
every being in spirit has a purpose and a reason to be here, and it's fulfilling a need in the world.
mhm,
So you
mhm.
might say, well, what about the horrible persons on the world? Well,
Well, that's Ron's, Ron said I was in a relationship that she barely let me breathe. And that's ooh, those ones are hard. Those are
yeah,
hard lessons. Hard
yeah.
lessons for us.
And
Yeah.
then it's a matter about learning. Everything for me in my world is just about learning to know me better so that I
Mhm,
can be the better version of me. And in
mhm.
that way, I can build better relationships, right?
Yeah.
So we have to be self centered
Yeah.
in a healthy way
Yep.
to cultivate that inner relationship and the
Mm.
relationship with life. And then from there blooms everything else. It's like the roots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
roots of everything are in us. The roots of every relationship are in us. Why did I stay with somebody that was suffocating me? Maybe I have a history in my life of a family member suffocating me, and somehow I
Mhm,
interpreted that as love,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I know that one, right? And
Yeah.
so, because when we're kids, we make all these unconscious assumptions about things we experience, and then we
Mhm.
keep perpetuating that as we go through life
Yeah.
until we become aware, like you say.
Yep.
Then we can begin to grow consciously and engage life differently. Never assume.
Yeah. Never. Yep. That's correct. Yeah.
Yes, never assume. And and with the First Nations teachings too, there's the understanding that provide the earth doesn't just provide us nurturance through our us, you, me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It also it's
Yeah.
providing nurturance and intelligence 24/7. It's
Mhm.
it's with us, within us all the time, and it's there for us to access when we choose to,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's wild because it's, and I continue to see and find that the more that I open to me, the
Mhm.
more the whole world opens to me.
Yes, totally. The world is our mirror. Like
Yeah.
I remember from Wayne Dyer, there was an example he once said. He said this couple they moved from the town they were in, they went to a new town, and they knocked on somebody's door and they said, "Well, we're thinking to move here. Can you tell us what the village is like?" And he said, "Well, how's the village where you are?" You know this one, right?
Yes, I
And
know this one.
and they say it's horrible. The people are nasty. The people are, they gossip. They're always da 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 da. And the gentleman says, "That's how it is here, then too, right?"
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
then another couple comes later, also looking to move to the village, and they ask the same person,
Mhm.
"What's it like living here?" And he says the same thing.
Mhm.
"Tell me what
Mhm.
it's like where you live." oh, the people are so helpful. Everybody connects.
Mhm.
It's a community. And he says, well, yep, that's how it is here too.
Mm,
Because the wisdom is
mhm.
wherever we go, there we are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we are a part of everything we're experiencing on some level. And so
Mhm.
therefore, we will experience the same thing everywhere we go, even though we might have a honeymoon period if we
Yeah.
move, right?
Yeah.
But then inevitably we catch up with ourselves.
Yep. Yeah. 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 It's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, there you will be.
Wherever you go, there you
Yeah.
are, right? And
Yeah.
so that's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to travel and see new things, but with the awareness that, okay, but I'm still me, and I can let the
Yeah.
travel change me, which is beautiful, and it
Yeah.
can evolve me, which my traveling did too, right?
That's one of my favorite lines from one of my favorite songs, and you'll know this one. I love this. I'm so excited. And what he says is, you can travel on 10,000 miles and stay right where you are.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's when you're
Yeah.
bringing yourself with you, but you're not letting yourself be changed by the
Yeah.
environment
Yeah.
completely. Yeah.
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 And do you know who that is?
Huh?
I know you know, but
Which,
there's song trivia.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Harry Chapin. Um,
What song is
and I
that?
and I believe it's from Taxi, I think. Um,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
don't know that. I don't know. Some
Yeah.
songs, I'll know them when I hear them,
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
I
Well, and
don't.
I know you know Harry Chapin because Harry Chapin is the Cats in the Cradle.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay, yeah, I
yeah.
know that. Yeah,
So yeah.
okay.
But
We'll
anyway.
probably hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
So.
the other teaching that I loved about spending so much time with First Nations teachings, I was also a powwow drummer and singer for a while as well, which was really beautiful, is that all of their ceremonies begin with gratitude.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before praying for somebody or asking, they're always saying, "Thank you for this, what I have," right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's such an important mindset, let alone a
Yeah.
practice, because
Yeah.
again, like in Hawaii, makia, where my attention goes, my energy flows, that's what grows,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So when I give predominance to gratitude, it's not erasing everything else that's there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's creating a higher frequency that enables me to navigate the other stuff better,
Mm,
right? So it's not positive thinking, it's actually real biochemistry, because the moment we feel gratitude, even science has shown, our biochemistry
mhm.
changes.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
we release
Absolutely.
the necessary beneficial hormones and serotonin and oxytocin that we
Mhm.
need to be in a state to navigate our problems.
Mhm.
Because if all
Yeah.
I focus on is my problems, then that's I'm going to get more of that, and
Yeah.
I'm not introducing anything that can help me come through it.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of problems, they tend to compound, because there isn't
Mhm.
that balance, right? When Luana does the show, it's always like you can spot the animals. Yeah, you're talking about my octopus.
Yeah.
My octopus. Yeah.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
super
I
awesome.
saw him
Yeah.
and I just loved him. I love octopus. I've been told by people that I have an octopus brain because I can think of multiple things at the same time.
Mm,
So
mm.
but it's such a
Yeah.
cute
Well,
picture.
it's connecting all of the dots of all of the things.
Mhm,
And I think, because I think that way a lot too. And it's such a gift that you
mhm,
can cultivate to see the connections in all of the, because everything is interconnected.
mhm, mhm.
Everything is connected to everything else. And
Yeah.
so learning to see all of the different connections to all of the different things,
Mhm.
it changes so much in your
Yeah.
life.
And then
Yeah.
knowing that, like, in this moment, I'm creating a ripple of energy that's traveling through the universe, and it will
Mhm.
never stop.
Yeah.
That's why when you say, "Amen, it is done," it's because it's done, because it's already been emitted.
Mm.
It's already been sent. It's already
Mm.
rippling through time and
Yeah.
space, right? And then those ripples bring the
Yeah.
same likeness back, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
knowing that why isn't it a woman? Which the octopus?
Mm.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't know, maybe.
I
Maybe.
don't know. But so recognizing, the gratitude, and then also the finding meaning. Like a lot of, they have meaning for every tree has a different meaning
Mhm.
of the message and the wisdom they bring. Every bird, every animal. So then First Nations teachings, they really give an example of cultivating meaning everywhere you are. And that's
Mhm.
what a lot of people feel they're lacking nowadays, is they're lacking a
Yeah.
sense of meaning. But we
Yeah.
are the meaning makers. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Meaning is
Yeah.
not inherent. We are the
Yeah.
meaning makers. And so
Yeah.
when I make, when I make a bird pooping on my shoulder good luck, I'm gonna laugh and be happy. If I make a bird
Mhm.
pooping on my shoulder
Well,
bad,
and
I'm gonna get
it's
that is a fun example, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, and I think, we're trained and programmed in society and culture and what, all of those things
Mhm,
to look at all of the outside things.
mhm, mhm.
And I'm grateful for all the different teachings from different areas that, that teach us to look within rather than, looking at all of the outside circumstances.
And
But
see it all as
uh,
a gift.
yeah, yeah, everything happens for us.
Yeah, everything happens for us, and
Yeah,
and I say that as somebody who's gone through some pretty horrible
yeah,
things, so to
yeah,
speak, but those
yeah,
things also forged me
yeah,
because I chose to be better rather than bitter.
yep,
That's the turning
yep,
point,
yep,
right?
yeah,
Better,
absolutely.
bitter, better,
Yeah,
bitter. And moment
yeah,
by moment, better, bitter. And I've had my bitter moments. I'm not
yeah.
without it.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But then realigning, okay, no, better. Bitter, okay,
yeah.
better. We just keep going back and
Yeah.
forth.
Well, and that's the resistance. The resistance shows up and then we're bitter. And
Yeah,
and when we let go of the resistance, then it allows us to get better.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Beautiful. They'll both put together.
Yeah.
And then and then
I've done this a few times.
yeah, 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 yeah. Sure. No, beautiful. But beautiful how you just wove it all together with this. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very, very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, resistance is futile. Exactly, Hugo.
Yes.
A fellow
Yeah.
Trekkie.
Yeah. 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 So much true. I mean, so many gems
Yeah.
in so many different shows.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah,
they're
totally,
yeah.
totally. And
Yeah.
then the last one I wanted to share was the African traditions, right?
Mhm.
So the earth is also understood as a living presence of intelligence to be in
Mhm.
relationship with. So there are different parts of the planet,
Mhm.
but they all carry the same wisdom.
Mhm.
The traditions around that wisdom will vary because
Yeah.
it's related to the earth and the environment that they're in.
Yeah.
But the foundational wisdom is the same.
Mhm.
Mother Earth wisdom. And
Mhm.
nobody owns that,
Yeah.
right? Mother Earth
Yeah.
wisdom is universal, and
Yeah.
therefore anybody can connect to it because it's universal. It's a part of our very being, right? So I love
Yeah.
that, seeing how and then there's the Aborigines of Australia too, which I thought, oh, afterwards I thought I should have brought them in, but I didn't have enough time to check it out.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's universal. So that's where we need to look for what connects us, the
Yeah.
universality, right? If we
Yeah.
focus on everything that divides us, that's just going to get bigger and bigger, right? And
Yep.
if
And
we
boy, do they, yeah, I
they
mean,
they're hard
divide,
at work at that.
yeah, divide and conquer. I mean,
Yeah,
this is what so many of all of the things going on,
yeah,
divide and conquer.
yeah,
And the more, and I love there's so much work being done. Although of course we're not going to hear about it because it
no,
does not fit the narrative of divide and conquer,
yeah, yeah.
um, but
There's a lot
there's a
of
lot,
going on.
there's a lot of work being done
Mhm,
with connecting, quantum physics and
mhm.
religion and spirituality and all of those things because it's all connected.
Yeah,
And if we get over arguing with each other about my
yeah,
way is the right way and my religion's the right, and my
and
beliefs are the
exactly.
right, then we can actually have a conversation.
And become curious instead of
Yeah,
caught in
yeah,
absolutes, right? So to
yeah,
cultivate curiosity, right?
yeah.
So yeah, so in Africa, same thing again, right?
Hmm.
Asasa ya. What a nice name! Just
Mm.
Asasa ya. That's the
Salsa,
Earth
yeah.
Mother, associated
Oh,
with
okay.
fertility, truth, and harmony,
Oh,
right? And that's the other teaching of Mother Nature is harmony.
yeah,
Everything is working together
yeah.
harmoniously. Nothing is out of alignment, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And and what is weak dies so that the strong can, live,
Mhm.
and then that
Yeah.
the new can come in, right? That's normal. Same with our own self. My weak habits need to die,
Mhm.
metaphorically, right? For me
Yeah.
to develop new ones.
Yep.
Brought me here to this moment is not who can bring me to the next level, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. And that's
Yeah.
always going to be the case from
Yep.
moment to moment to moment.
Yep.
So then life is about consciousness and constantly moving like the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being like nature. Even a blade of grass is different from one second to the other, the way everything's
Mm-hmm.
moving, right? So are we, right?
Yeah.
So the harmony of self and nature and connection. And they also had strong connections with the ancestors through the land. So that's something
Mm-hmm.
very big. And they through the drumming and the dancing and the rhythm, that's all their connection to life. And I love
Mm-hmm.
African music. Just my years of dancing. Oh, I just love it so much. And there's a deep understanding that humanity, ancestors, animals, and Earth, again, like the others, are all a part of one living ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when an ecosystem only has one creature, right? It
Yeah.
dies,
Yeah.
right? So nature
Yep.
is also the example. We need diversity.
Yep.
We need the diversity of everything to be uniquely what it is, and that's how you get a healthy ecosystem. But the
Yeah.
moment we're trying to pigeonhole everything as this, or that, and we just got like maybe 5 boxes we can move in, we're no longer an organic and healthy ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
within ourselves or even in our community or in the world.
Yeah.
So they understood that nature with the ecosystems there too. And so again, just to finish off here, the common thread, right? I love the common thread
Mm-hmm.
through all these cultures. Nature is not merely a resource, but it's relationship. That life is
Mm-hmm.
not dead matter, but it's living intelligence,
Yeah.
right? And somewhere along the way, modern culture largely got shifted to seeing nature as a resource to extract from
Mm-hmm.
or control, rather
Mm-hmm.
than something to also contribute to,
Yeah.
learn from, and to embrace and relish in the beauty and the splendor of nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why we did forest bathing. Was it last week or the week before? Forest bathing. That's why when we go to nature, we feel so good because it
Mm.
matches our natural frequency,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So yeah, my invitation is everybody go out to nature, say hi to Mother Nature today. Go
Yeah.
barefoot
Go.
and see how it helps you feel, because it's always calling us to come back into relationship with it and with ourselves. Yeah.
Mm. Love it. Love it. So awesome. Yeah. Good stuff. Definitely agree. Go into nature. Go hug a tree.
Yeah, get
Um,
connected. Get hooked up like the Matrix, only without the
yeah.
cords. It's the invisible
Yeah.
frequencies.
Yeah. 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 Go hook into Mother Nature, not the not all of the other things that you can
Yeah.
get hooked into. But you are watching us live. And of course, for everyone that is watching us live, you're watching us live on Kick, YouTube, Rumble, and at RI at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and Twitter, or the terrible rebrand. I beat them every time with that. Maybe I
Yeah,
should
you
have
do.
focused on
You
that.
do.
But on Twitter/X at Broadcasting RI. And we appreciate everyone being on and watching us. Hugo, if he's still on here, and everyone else. And then you can listen to us after the fact on Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, at RI Broadcasting. And then we would love, go follow us on all the other social media, MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Space Hey, Blue Sky, Gab, and then Parlor. And then also you can go to Patreon and support us there and check out the merch and all of the wonderful things. Um, and
Awesome.
then of course, follow us on Facebook. You're watching me perhaps now. Yeah, I think Gab as well, it seems like.
Follow
Seems
us
like
on Facebook.
Yeah,
Follow us
yeah.
on
Follow us on Facebook. You're probably, if you are watching, you could be watching me live on my Facebook, and Luano as well. But yeah, if you're on Facebook, then please go over to Going On Daily Morning Show and follow the page so that we can go live there as well.
Mhm.
Because that would be super amazing and super appreciated. And
Yes.
yeah, and then
We
also
do.
we have yeah, we have big stuff going on. You can go to rhode islandbroadcasting.net, and you can see all the different hosts and everything that's going on. And of course, one of the major things, of course, here we go. Yep. So vote for the Hall of Fame. Weird Science, Back to the Future, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Platoon, and The Shining. So make your voice heard. There's a QR code. Grab the QR code. Vote. And otherwise you can go to rhode islandbroadcasting.net and support everything there. Um, so
Awesome.
yeah, super exciting, and yeah, appreciate everybody, all the support and voting and all of the things, and all the co-hosts as well. um oh, Back to the Future, 74%. That's yeah, yeah. I
Expect.
mean, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's one of those awesome movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, some epic movies. So um so yeah, and then also, right now we're still working, I believe, bring up our next graphic, Ron.
For the Uganda.
So Uganda donations, rhode islandbroadcasting.net /Uganda donations, and we're trying to put the roof on it, trying to put the roof on the school. And so at all the donations, everything goes to fund for the materials, so that we can then go put a roof on the school and educate some children's. Yeah,
Families. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Beautiful.
it's a good cause. And so show up, support, whatever you got, share it, all of the things.
Yeah.
Anything you can do is very much appreciated for all of it. So
Yes.
yeah, raised 1% needed, 1% needed for it. So
Okay.
yeah, keep funneling a little, pennies and dollars and everything, everything everywhere all at once. um, so so anyway, but yeah, one of the things, we're going to talk about is grateful mother.
Yeah.
And this is
I saw your title.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's an interesting thing, because there is so much complexity with Mother's Day and with mothers
Mhm. Mhm.
and in mothers as well.
Mhm.
And I will not pretend that I have a lot of experience as far as being a mother,
Mhm.
but I do have a mother, and I've had the privilege of lots of other mothers that I've gotten to experience. And I think, Mother's Day, although it's one of those wonderful days when we get to celebrate mothers, but also at the same time, there's a lot of struggle that goes into that. Not only, for everyone who had, well, which everyone has a mother
Yeah.
somewhere,
Mhm.
but being grateful for your mother. And if you had maybe not the most optimal of mothers, then that becomes more difficult,
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
be grateful for them.
Yeah.
And I think, if nothing else, and this is not, oh my gosh, I heard something the other day and it was so awesome. And the guy said, when there is a should at all, then
Mhm.
that is someone else's voice in your head, um,
Mm.
that
Yeah.
you should, and should always. I'm going to say always. I'd be, I would stand corrected if somebody wanted to correct me on this, but should really always leads to shame.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
it's
Double F.
like should and they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't want to say that you should,
Yeah.
do anything in your life, actually,
No.
but you could be grateful if you
Mhm.
chose to and you wanted to, And I realize there's a lot of stuff to work through in
Oh
this,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
could be grateful simply that you had a mother so that you are here.
Mhm,
um, and that's, it's the basis, and it doesn't mean that we need to be grateful for any of the negative experiences and all of those things.
mhm,
And that's just, one side of this. I don't even know how many sides of this coin there are.
mm,
um,
mhm,
because I think the other, one of the other aspects is, that all of the mothers, for whatever they got, or on Mother's Day, or any of the other days, well, you should be grateful.
mhm,
You should, which again, the
mhm,
should.
mhm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and I think that's one of those really difficult things.
Mhm,
And a lot of, and I do know this, because I coach a lot on this as well.
mhm,
There's a lot of mothers that, boy, the guilt and the
mhm,
shame that they put on themselves if they don't,
mhm,
if they don't, I should be more grateful, I should be more thankful for my children, or for life, or any of the different things.
mhm,
Um and it's not that simple.
mhm.
um
Yeah, it's not that simple. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so I think, and a lot of this comes down to the resistance as well,
Mhm,
because it causes a lot of resistance when we are shoulding or
mhm,
shaming
mhm,
ourselves for not being as grateful as what we should be.
mhm,
And there's so much of this. And I think,
mhm,
for whatever reason, mothers are wired. I mean, we're all wired different, but women are wired different. And I speculate that mothers are probably wired different
mhm,
also than women who are not mothers.
mhm,
um, and it doesn't mean that any is better or less than anyone else,
mhm,
but I think the wiring is different. And what I see with a lot of mothers is how much they beat themselves up, and
mhm,
and especially for not being grateful enough, or
mhm,
for whatever particular things. Just because someone gives you a gift doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be grateful about
mhm,
that gift. uh,
mhm, mhm,
because it doesn't mean, it does, you can be grateful that they were, thoughtful enough or whatever, if you choose to feel that way.
mhm.
But we don't have to be grateful just because someone gave us something.
Or
uh,
because we have the guilt that we should
yeah,
be grateful. Because
yeah,
especially when
so much
there's
of that.
trauma, right? Especially when there's trauma
Yep.
done by a mother to a mother, or a mother that did that to their child and they're regretting, or anything, right?
Yep.
There's stages of healing, like
Yeah.
there's stages of growth in Mother Nature,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
would you, like, this is an example I give my clients, just to drop that in, like, would you tell an acorn that it should already have sprouted when it's not at that stage
Hmm.
of sprouting,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Or would you tell a sprout it's not worthy or valuable because it hasn't yet grown its trunk,
Yeah.
or the tree that hasn't yet borne fruit? And so nature there brings that reflection in too.
Yeah.
Like, of the shoulds, it doesn't exist. It's not natural. It's could, like you said. We have the
Yeah.
opportunity when we're ready to, and maybe we're
Yeah.
not. Maybe we're
Yeah.
still hibernating in our roots. And that
It's
day
true.
isn't there yet to rise up and have the gratitude. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
letting ourselves be where we are, but also not
Yes.
perpetuate and just feed it, but say, okay, this
Yeah.
is where I am, and
Yeah, we
okay.
don't, I mean, it's okay to be angry and bitter and all of the things.
Mhm,
We just don't want to necessarily stay there.
mhm,
And but one of the biggest things that keeps us in those stages is beating ourselves up for not being more
yeah,
grateful for whatever it is, for
yeah,
all of the things.
yeah,
And I really wanted to bring this up,
yeah,
because I see this so much more in
mm,
mothers.
mhm,
um, and everybody else, they have all their reasons and times and whatever for beating themselves up, but
mhm,
with mothers, particularly. Um,
Mhm.
there's a high level of them shoulding and shaming
High
and
level of
beating themselves up.
expectation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for not, not, showing up enough for their children, or,
Mhm.
being grateful enough. It's Mother's Day, oh, and I should be grateful that I have kids, and all of
Mhm.
that, and they're being monsters, and all
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
all of the thoughts,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of the thoughts and the experiences that everyone has,
Yeah.
and it's okay to be wherever it is that you are.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I think in a lot of ways this is permission,
Mhm.
for the mothers to, you get to feel actually
Mhm.
whatever it is that you do feel.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and it doesn't mean you want to stay there. Certainly, get the help, support, whatever it is. I mean, go break something. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's if that's what you need to do, that's what you want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
go break something. Get some of that frustration out. It's okay.
Yeah. It's very
Let's not,
cathartic to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's not break people.
No,
Certainly
not
not
people.
advocating for that,
Yeah.
but
Those
yeah,
old dishes in the cupboard, smash them in the bathtub.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
safe.
Don't do it in a plastic. If you have a plastic bathtub, probably don't do it in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go somewhere else. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So really, so much gratitude for all of the mothers out there.
Mhm.
And no matter what stage where you're at in your life, so much gratitude, because that motherly energy is
Yeah.
just such a magical healing thing. and
Mhm.
um, and it's, it's one of the things that we do need, talking about, mother nature, and and with the sun and everything.
Mhm.
It's, yeah. Yeah, just like Vanilla Ice said, word to your mother. Yeah. But yeah, so much gratitude for all the mothers out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I know we're all doing the best that we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
in the space that we're in.
Yeah.
And so yeah, give yourself a little grace.
Yeah, I was
um
just gonna say give grace because nobody's born knowing how to be a mother. It's a process we learn, right? As
yeah,
we go.
yeah,
And we're
yeah,
bound to
we can.
make mistakes, but what matters is do we correct them with love
Hmm.
versus
Yeah,
denying the mistakes. Those are the
yeah,
two differences, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the for all of the mothers, I mean, you get thrown out of the frying pan and into the fire. Like that
Mhm.
is just, and I have no idea what that experience is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Totally.
I can only imagine that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
what an unreal, yeah, unreal
Experience.
experience. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so anyway, moving on. And then yeah, we gotta talk about mother archetypes. Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
that,
So
that's a
so that
cool
was
graphic. I like that. Yeah.
yeah. So, there's the mother archetypes, and I wanted to think about also bring the goddess archetypes as well that relate to the mother archetypes, and then also the ways that we can learn to nurture ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and life
Mm-hmm.
within, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when we think of mothers, we often think of them in one fixed role, right? But throughout history, the feminine and motherhood itself has
Mm-hmm.
been understood through many archetypes and different stages of development as well, right? Different energies, different ways of nurturing, protecting, creating, and guiding life. And what I find beautiful is that these archetypes are not just external, they're actually in each of
Mm-hmm.
us,
Mm-hmm.
right? I love
Yeah.
archetypal work, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
we recognize the archetypes that most resonate with us right now, then we can draw force and power from them. And then the ones that are like, oh, I'd like to develop that a little bit. So archetypes serve such a beautiful purpose in our
Mm-hmm.
self-development, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether we're mothers or not, we all carry the capacity to nurture life,
Mm-hmm.
both within
Yeah.
ourselves and around us.
Yeah.
So the first archetype is the nurturing mother, the energy of unconditional love. This
Mm.
archetype is the one that nourishes, comforts, soothes, and protects. The goddess reflection is Demeter from the
Mm.
Greek tradition, and she's the goddess of harvest, fertility, nourishment, and motherhood. Demeter represents feeding life, emotional warmth, devotion, and sustaining others through love and care. And the shadow side, when imbalanced, is the nurturing mother can forget herself completely,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that happens so
Yeah.
much, right? By
Mm.
overgiving, exhaustion, and then losing their identity through caretaking. So that's the
Yeah.
shadow side of the nurturing mother to be
Mm-hmm.
aware of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, to mother our own selves, which that's the ultimate healing, right?
Yeah.
Wherever we didn't get the mothering we needed, now as adults, we're responsible to do that. We're not responsible for what happened when we were children, but as adults, we're
Mm-hmm.
responsible to
Yeah.
give ourselves the guidance and the nurture and seek it out, find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this archetype asks us, how do I nourish myself? And do I
Mm.
offer myself the same compassion I offer others?
Mm.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Ooh, that one's yep. That's a big one.
Yeah. So, embodies like rest, nourishment, healthy food, emotional
Mhm.
gentleness, and comfort without
Mhm.
shame,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So that's all under the archetype of the nurturing mother.
Mm.
Yeah, it's lovely, hey? It
Yeah.
was really nice. It was
Yeah.
really nice putting this together. So the protective mother, the fierce guardian. So she's the archetype of the protector, the one
Mm.
who defends what is sacred. So from the goddess, we're going to look at Sekhmet from the Egyptian tradition. She was the lion-headed goddess associated with fierce protection, truth, and transformation. She
Uh-huh.
reminds us that love is not always soft. Sometimes love protects.
Mm. Mhm.
So it's that natural drive, like a mother's
Mhm.
protection, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's there's, and sometimes it can be misinterpreted, but in a moment of, fear, boom,
Mhm.
we might react
Yeah.
in a way that we don't, it's like not even who we are, but it's just like the fear grabs our survival, and then, we
Yeah.
have a reaction as well
Mhm.
sometimes in that out of safety and protection. So it seems more fierce. So that's when the
Yeah.
nurturing, there's the contrast of the nurturing mother to the protective mother.
Mhm.
They're one and the same, and yet they're not, right? And
Yeah.
so that can create a contrast that can be confusing for moms themselves,
Oh, yeah.
ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Or even for people witnessing mothers, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the shadow side of the guard of Sekhmet is when wounded, the protector can become controlling or defensive,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So and it could also become a smothering mother as well, right?
Mm.
That's an
Mhm.
expression that's out there, right? So
Mhm.
where the mother
Yeah.
doesn't let the child grow, right? So
Yeah.
or makes the child the whole world, and then the child feels responsible to the mother. That's what can
Mm.
happen to the shadow side, right?
Mhm.
And then it creates also hypervigilance and fear-based control, right?
Mhm.
And then inability to trust life. So those are the shadow
Mm.
sides of that archetype. And
Mm.
to mother ourselves, this archetype asks, what boundaries protect my well-being? And how do I create my boundaries so they're not causing harm?
What if you're a Smash Brothers or Smothers Brothers? I was thinking I read that as Smash Brothers. That's so funny. Anyway, yeah, Smothers Brothers, Mothers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Smothers Brothers. Yes, good
So
stuff.
then that
Yeah,
archetype is asking us, to learn how to say no too when we need to, right?
yeah,
Protect our energy and
yeah.
removing ourselves from harmful environments and learning discernment.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
archetype of the protector. So
Mm.
then the wise mother archetype, she's the keeper of inner knowing. She's the
Mm-hmm.
guide, the elder, the intuitive one.
Mm-hmm.
And the goddess reflection is going to be Sophia from the Gnostic tradition, or
Mm.
Saradwen from the Celtic tradition, both
Mm-hmm.
associated with wisdom, transformation, mystery, and deep knowing. Beautiful,
Mm.
hey? Saradwen. I
Yeah.
love the Celtic names there, and Sophia.
Yeah.
So this archetype understands that life is not controlled through force, but
Mm.
navigated through awareness and presence.
Mm-hmm.
So they carry that inner knowingness beyond knowing
Mm-hmm.
that helps them to move through the situations in life with
Mm-hmm.
presence versus reaction,
Yeah.
right? So the shadow side of that archetype is when disconnected, the wisdom becomes overthinking or emotional
Mm-hmm.
attachment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the gifts are, learning and intellectualizing feelings, disconnecting from embodiment, and hiding behind knowing instead of the feeling. Those are the other side effects of the shadow side.
Mm-hmm.
And then the nurturing, mothering ourselves, the archetype is asking us, am I listening to myself deeply?
Mm-hmm.
And where is there a part of me looking to be heard and seen?
Mm. Yeah.
And those are important. Those are important questions. And so intuition, reflection, stillness, and honoring inner truth. Those are the key qualities there for that archetype.
Mm. That's awesome.
And then the earth mother, grounded, cyclical, connected. So that's the nurturer, like we're talking about before, Mother Nature,
Mm-hmm.
connected to nature, rhythm, and embodiment. And the goddess
Mm-hmm.
reflection for that is Gaia or Asasa. Asaya,
Mm-hmm.
again from Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Representing earth and living presence. And this
Yeah.
archetype reminds us that healing is often less about force, again, same teaching, and more about
Mm-hmm.
returning to natural balance, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the other one is about being in flow with intelligence, and this one's about coming into balance in
Mm.
relationship with self and life. The
Yeah.
shadow side is when disconnected from grounding, we become overstimulated, fragmented, and disconnected from our body, which we see
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that out there. I'm sure
Yeah.
you see a lot of that in your practice too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's just like this freneticness.
Yeah.
There's no embodiment, there's no breath in the
Yeah.
body. Everything is
Yeah.
constricted and contracted, and
Yep.
everybody's like here with the head forward moving, but nobody's
Yeah.
here in the moment, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then, so for mothering ourselves through this archetype, the archetype asks, how do I reconnect to my natural rhythm? And then, what is the natural rhythm that maybe I've forgotten
Mm-hmm.
through the different cycles of my life where I had to adapt,
Yeah.
where I maybe had to nip and tuck parts of myself in order to survive, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work anymore,
Yeah.
right? So then, how can I reclaim myself, right?
Yeah.
So, and that requires the slowing down, being in nature, sleep, nourishment,
Mm.
and honoring cycles rather than pushing endlessly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a big thing for
yeah.
sure.
And then the final archetype is the wounded mother,
Mm.
the archetype that carries unhealed pain. So this is the archetype of the mother who loves, she does love, but whose
Mm-hmm.
wounds distort how that love is expressed.
Mm-hmm.
This archetype is very deeply human. And it reminds us that many people were trying to give love through their unresolved trauma. And I have a
Yeah.
mother like that, so I know that deeply. And that
Yeah.
was my journey of learning how to love no matter what, which meant both love myself enough to have the discernment and the boundaries, but also love her,
Mm-hmm.
understanding her traumas, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
there's the wounded mother, so that I don't become a wounded mother too,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
and that's
it
the
carries.
more yeah, that's it's the more that we heal and love ourselves, the easier it is to love all of those people who have hurt us,
Exactly.
and that,
We
they're
see our mutual humanity, right? We see the
yeah,
humanity of our
yeah,
non-knowingness and our
yeah,
pains that often can
yeah,
take us over when we don't really even understand it, right?
yeah, yeah, and it doesn't, I mean, doesn't excuse behavior. I mean,
No,
just to,
no,
just
doesn't,
to
because
be
you gotta have the
super.
discernment. You have to say no and
Yep,
boundaries, but then,
yep.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but we can love all of those people that
huh,
have, wronged and hurt us, and
yes,
and all of the things anyway. And but it's not a should, it's
yeah,
not this something where we
exactly.
should love them. We
No,
we get to
no, there,
allow our
yeah,
yeah, we get
yeah,
to allow ourselves to release all of those things that no longer serve us, so that
yes,
we can really love ourselves.
yeah,
And then the bonus, the cherry on top at some point, is we can learn then to love all of those other people. But it
yes,
but it doesn't happen It doesn't happen before we love ourselves.
Yes, exactly. It's everything is that self journey, like we were talking
Yeah.
about before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the goddess associated with the wounded mother is Kali from the Hindu tradition in one
Mm.
aspect, not
Mm-hmm.
because she's bad, but because she represents destruction that can lead to transformation. Kali
Oh.
destroys illusion, and so
Mm-hmm.
something truer can emerge. So when I approach adversity in my life as something that's like the north wind laying waste the land and shaking
Mm-hmm.
off what's dead and not working, if I
Mm-hmm.
view those challenges through that lens, then that's bringing me transformation.
Mm.
And that's sort of how I've myself have grown through so much, is because I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what is the transformation here? There's
Mm-hmm.
destruction, but what is the new growth looking to happen?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I know for myself with my mother, um, her destruction, the way she was, ended up
Mm-hmm.
being the source of my resilience and my seeking and my intelligence and my capacity to love deeper. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the gift, even though there were years of challenge, but that's the ultimate gift that came through it. And it's like that Irish saying, doesn't matter how you start, just matters how you finish. Right. And
Yeah.
I love that expression.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
deep
Good morning. Good morning, Danny. Danny's here.
good morning, Danny. And so the deep reflection with this archetype is that many of us carry wounds, not because we were unloved, but because the people loving us were themselves carrying pain they did not know how to heal. The archetype asks, can I stop abandoning myself while healing what hurt me? That's a
Yeah.
really big question. So self
Yeah.
compassion, therapy, healing work, emotional accountability, and learning safety
Mhm.
within ourselves.
Yeah.
So perhaps, the healing is not choosing one archetype or another, but it's learning how to bring them
Mm.
all into harmony and see which one is playing louder in each different cycle of our life, and then to work with them, to nurture ourselves, protect ourselves, to listen deeply and stay grounded and heal what's wounded.
Yeah.
Because eventually, whether we had nurturing or not, life invites us to go deeper into that question. How do I become a loving presence within myself so I can be a loving presence in life? Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's my
Very, very awesome. Very awesome.
thank you. Hey, Bono.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good things. So we're gonna rush through now onto our last topic, which is I love this. This is so good. You're doing it wrong. And now, of course, I'm drawing a blank. This is Dr. Phil's show. Thanks, Danny. I think not to be too confident about it, but but couldn't waste the graphic. Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Um, but I think we're better than Dr. Phil. Um,
Yes, I think so too.
yeah. So, no offense, no shame on Dr. Phil. I appreciate the work that he's done, but yeah, I think we're better. But anyway, you're doing it wrong, and I'm will you put his name in there, Ron? Because I'm drawing a blank. I know. Oh my gosh, because really, I mean, we're talking about a big club, and we ain't in it.
George
George
Carlin,
Carlin.
right,
Yes, thank
right,
you.
right.
I'm like, oh, I know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, um, yeah, I just want to say that most people, you're doing it wrong. And boy, this is going to be a little controversial probably,
Okay.
and get some people excited about all of this. But business, life, work, relationships, all of those things. And I was having a yeah, reality check for sure. I was having a conversation with a friend last night, and I was thinking about all of the different aspects of our lives, and how really the way that they should feel, and not to should on you, but if we're doing it right, the way that they should feel is like a really good deep conversation with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
with a good friend.
Share good.
And yeah, and I think most people are they're forcing and pushing, and all of this, all of this energy that is not the kind of energy that we, I mean, it's helpful in some ways, sometimes, but building businesses, building relationships, if you are having to force of will and push and roll the boulder up the mountain, then yeah, push it real good, yeah, then you're doing it wrong. um, and I, certainly tons of people have become successful in one area of their life by all of this force and pushing, but it's not sustainable, and it doesn't actually build the kinds of things that most of us, I think, want in our lives. And I've thought a lot about that with, with my own business, and with relationships, and when you're really, it's like you need to grind and you need to work hard and you need to, and all of those things. And I'm like, I don't think so.
No,
I
yeah,
think that if you need to do that in order to build your business, then there is work that you have not done in yourself to allow yourself to move into the right energy and the right mental emotional space for your business to then become more successful.
totally.
And this is, this has been a huge journey for me, and realizing, and I don't know what the reason is that some people can force and push and go conquer and accomplish, and we see a lot of these people because, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, their life blows up,
Mhm.
in however many different ways.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I'm really grateful that I haven't had the overwhelming success financially,
Mhm.
because it's like, well, I get to work through all of those things that I would have had to work through anyway for my life to not blow up. But I think a lot of times you can mask a whole lot of different things,
Mhm.
with being financially successful, and not really being fulfilled.
Mhm.
And I do want success, but I want success in all of the areas. And I think, when we if we talk about relationships with really good friends, those just feel effortless. It
Yeah.
just We can just sit and have the conversation, and it can go any direction that it goes, and none of it's a big deal, none of it is forced. It's just, um,
Mhm.
I mean, it's like a good hug
Mhm.
from a good friend,
Yeah.
and we just hold each other, and it's amazing. And I think that that's the way that every business and job and relationship and all of the different things in our lives, they can
Mhm.
look that way. There's a yeah,
In my history books.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, 26 hours, or is it 25 hours? I don't know. 20 either way. Yeah. No, that's not the secret. The secret is to release the resistance. And
And
I think that,
alignment too, coming like into full congruent alignment with
yeah,
self, then
yep.
everything else can, and that's the
Yeah,
journey. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it's not easy,
No.
but neither is struggling your whole life either.
No.
And it's like, why do I have all this money and I'm not happy? And I'm kind of Kyle, basically like a hippie. I mean, kind of. I mean, but I don't. You could never fit me into any box that there is, because I don't fit in any of the boxes.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, there's some hippie part of me, but I'll tell you what, having some ridiculous, stupid, fast cars that burn a lot of gas, and rubber and all of those yeah, there's that aspect too. And not to mention, all of the other fun things, which most of the platforms don't want us to talk about online, probably, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, I don't fit in any of those boxes. You know, I want to have my own personal fighter jet that I can go play in and fly around. And that seems like a whole lot of waste of um, my Mustang didn't burn that much fuel. Yeah, but anyway, that's, I think that, you know, the big takeaway is that all of the force and pushing and all of those things, that's not the way to really, you know, to really build the real success, which I think is what most of us are after. And part of it is also recognizing that we are actually successful
Mhm.
in whatever it is that we're doing, you know,
Mhm.
to the level that we are.
Yes. Mhm.
And we don't get to, you know, we don't get to move to the next level until we accept and embrace
Yeah.
the level that we are at.
Yeah.
So
Like the cycles of nature, right? From the
yeah.
acorn to the sprout to the little stocky tree to the,
Hmm.
but if we put too much fertilizer on it, which is representing the push,
Yeah. Yeah. Burn it.
we can burn it.
Yep.
So that's that balance there, right?
Yeah.
To recognize, and what is it? Where am I in a natural cycle of growth, or am I in a cycle of needing to retreat into my roots
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
sort out
Too
my
much, you
guidance
know.
of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
manure is good in your garden, but too much is
Yeah,
not
too
what you
much.
want.
Yeah, totally, right? So it gets
Yeah.
balance
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
discernment and
Yeah.
allowing to be where we are in the
Yeah.
present moment, and if there's something I can do that's organic and natural for myself to help
Hmm.
myself along, great. But if I'm pushing, or like
Yeah.
I like the metaphor, digging up the seed every day, is it growing, is it growing, is it growing?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
gonna that's not gonna work either,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, beautiful,
Absolutely.
Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
So
totally right
so
on.
anyway. Yeah, super exciting. But yeah, thank you for everyone being there. Be a little kinder to yourself.
Yeah,
You know, allow a little more things, release a little more resistance.
yeah.
Gratitude for all the things. Everything that we go through is an experience that helps shape who we get to be and who we want to be. So yeah, be kind and rewind
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah, and go get out in nature. Uh, so
Go hug a
where,
tree.
yeah, where can everybody find you, Luana?
Ron has a my Linktree link. I guess it's right there. Yeah, Linktree
Okay.
has all the connections to everything that I do and
Mm,
offer, from online courses to discovery calls to my books to my music. Everything
mm,
is there. So you
mm.
can find
I
everything
love
you
it.
need. All my socials are there as well. And yeah,
I love it.
and my newly
Awesome.
released book too, which is free. That's there too, called Come
Oh,
Alive. Yeah. So
oh,
check it
I
out.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Super awesome. Super awesome. And then you can find me, KyleMillerCoaching.com, and at Kyle Miller Coaching, all the socials and everything. And yeah, thank you. Thank you to Danny and Hugo and everyone else
That's here. Thank
that,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
watching now or later. Tomorrow, we have Ron, JJ, and Mikey D. And yeah, so super exciting. And that is so Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, and yeah, on Rhode Island Broadcasting.
Mhm.
So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Luana, for everything
Thank
that you do and
thank
for
you,
being
Kyle.
here. And yeah, and we will see you next time.
And thanks, Ron.
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
Yeah, thanks for being the behind the scenes, taking
Yeah.
care of everything. Bless you all. Thank you.